Hey everybody, Wisco Southpaw here. Thanks for joining me. As always, I really appreciate you guys watching, subscribing, liking, commenting, all that kind of stuff. Really kind of helps me along. I'm learning as I go here, and I know that a lot of you guys have a ton of knife knowledge to share out there. Also, Merry Christmas. Hope you guys had a great Christmas, and hope you guys have a great New Year. So, the knife I have for you today is the CJRB Large Pyrite Light. All right, so that's kind of a mouthful. I don't have the regular Pyrite. I do have a couple other CJRBs. I have the Echo and the Caldera, and actually I have another one that I'll be doing an overview on in next couple weeks here. But so this is a company that I'm familiar with a little bit. I really do appreciate these companies that do that kind of really carry that value torch, like CGRB and Vosteed and Kaiser and Civivi and Miguron and QSP, and I'm sure I'm missing some, but they really kind of give you really good value. So let's just take a look at this fella. This is a button lock. It has an additional, so we got a center blade there. It's got an additional locking mechanism here, which we'll talk about here in a second. See, we've got the open back. Yes, reversible pocket clip. So yeah, it's got a little bit of texturing here. It's a very lightweight knife, so this is the light version. So I'm trying to remember what the scale material is. It's not G10, so I'm guessing it's I don't know if this is FRN, or maybe you guys can tell me. I've forgotten the description already. But let's take a look at this blade. This is the proprietary AR RPM 9 blade steel that CGRB uses. Let's see. That gives you the blade steel there and a serial number. You got CGRB on the other side. This is a large knife. This is not a full-size knife. This was what I would call an XL knife. Let's take a look at some measurements here. The knife is just under 8.5 inches long. The blade is they say 3.75 inch. It is. The cutting edge, however, is under 3.5 inches. Probably similar to the knife I did last week, the Benchmade Reptilian, probably around 3.4. Which is kind of interesting to me. You know, when I bought the knife, I thought, wow, 3.75 inch blade. The cutting edge is actually quite a bit less than that. However, what you get because of that is this large front finger choil, which I love. Got some jimping here, so you can really kind of get a hold of this knife if you need to do some push cuts. It's got this, I always struggle with this. Is this a Wharncliffe or a sheepsfoot blade? I think it's a Warney. But I dig it. I like that low point right there. If you got to do some piercing or anything like that, it's really nice. It's a button lock. Button lock works really, really smoothly. Oh, sorry, that was my fault. And the thumb studs work great too. So this thing just flies open. You can do the Spidey flick. You can do the front thumb flick without a problem. And then this knife has this lock right here. So you engage that lock. The blade will not come out. And then likewise, when the blade is out and you use the lock, it will not close. So you use the button lock here. Now, the only thing here is it does move a little bit, but it does feel like it's locked into place, like it's not going anywhere. So that was a nice little addition. I do have some other knives with locks like that on there. I have a SOG. That's an assisted opening that has a mechanism on there to lock it. I don't think I'll use it a ton. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys use those knives that have those additional locking? I guess it probably depends on what you're doing, right? If you're going to put some pressure on the blade, you know, that might be a time to use it. I don't use my knives a ton with the amount of in that way where I'd need to use that much pressure to really need to use that lock. But yeah, AR RPM 9 blade steel. It's not a powdered metal, right? It's how did Lauren described that as like a spray formed spray form of 9CR18 MOV. So it might make it a little stronger, a little more corrosion resistant than regular 9CR. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what that. I'm not exactly sure how much better than regular 9CR18 MOV it is. But I'm going to go ahead and take their word for it that it is a little bit better. I don't know if it puts it on the same plane as like 14C28N or Nitro V as far as those budget steels. Probably, certainly not 154CM. I'm going to go ahead and make an assumption that 154CM is better. In my opinion, from what I've read, 154CM is just the best mid-grade steel for pocket knives. And actually, you see 154CM on some pretty expensive pocket knives. So yeah, pocket clip is it's just your regular kind of normal pocket clip. It works fine. The screws are inset there, so you don't have to worry about getting caught on anything. And I do like how they've kind of milled out, if this would focus for me, how they've kind of milled out that area for the pocket clip. And they did it on both sides. So something I can really appreciate. So a large knife, this would definitely be in the large category, larger than full size, right? I have the Griptilian here I did the overview on last week, so I can actually just do a little size comparison here for you. Yeah, the Pyrite, the large Pyrite light is quite a bit longer than the Griptilian, which is a full knife. I consider anything 8 inches or above to be a full-size knife, and this is right at 8 inches. So, and this is about 8.5. So, cool. And actually, one thing I definitely wanted to mention is that it's a thin blade. This thing is super slicey, super sharp. Cuts through paper like nothing. So it's something that if that's what you use a knife for, if you need that sliciness, this would be a great option for you if you like a little larger knife and not super expensive. I'm trying to remember, I think this was $70 on Amazon, but I got it on sale. So I actually paid quite a bit less for it. So it was a good value. So I grabbed it. So that's it. The CJRB Large Pyrite Light. Guys, I appreciate you watching. Like I said, I hope you had a great Christmas and have a great New Year. We'll see you next time.